This was like the icing on the cake. After this, I'm like, to everybody.
Right.
I don't care anymore. Yeah, they're old enough, but I do get nervous. I'm like, you're not going to remember him the way I remember him. Because I think for so long, rush. Oh, like I was getting told what to do by so many people. Put yourself on social media. You got to constantly do this. It's like, God.
All right, hey guys, welcome back to the studio. Today we welcome back the beautiful Jackie Pappas. Welcome to the studio, Jackie.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So happy to have you in the studio. All right, it's been a minute. We've had you in the studio before. We've recorded some content and had a great time. We always have a good chat.
It's fun.
I love catching up with you.
I know.
Yes.
I know. We started talking early. I feel like we're stop. We can't talk because we could just talk.
Yes. Exactly.
So we can't talk before we come on here because then I don't know if we'll ever be talked out. Really.
We won't ever. We'll have an endless supply of topics.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so let's play catch up.
Yes.
Catch me up to speed. What's been going on since you last came into the studio?
Hockey mom all the time.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's fun. Hockey moms are wild.
That's a
and I
lot of
love
work.
them.
I was just watching like a kind of a documentary about that and what all goes into it.
It's wild.
And I think there were some celebrity parents talking about it
I'm
because
sure.
they kind of put their career on hold.
When your kids start their
Yeah, talk a little bit about what all goes into the hockey thing.
Well, first, I think it's you have to get ice time, so it's just busy, I guess, especially with
travel
two on
hockey,
two different
right?
teams. It's travel hockey, and
Yeah.
and it's just we're at the rink every day. I think, but Thursdays are one day that we're all home. But it's so fun to watch.
Yeah,
them
no,
get
you're
really
dedicated
good.
to your boys, and you have two boys, Hank and Gus.
Yeah.
But they both participate in travel hockey.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
both
So one
playing.
plays defense, Hank. He plays defense. Gus plays offense. He's a forward, and I just love them so much. It's just cool to see them work hard at something and
Yeah.
just watch them get better in the confidence. It's really cool because it's a hard sport to master.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I mean, they're all hard in their own way, but skating and watching them from start to finish, just like getting up on skates and being able to look. I'm gonna cry.
And
But,
how long have they been doing it now for?
Oh, since they were little babes.
Okay.
So a long time. So you figure 3. But then COVID kind of fucked shit up a little bit.
Yeah.
But, but then it got, they got back on track. But it's just, I think we took a year off with COVID or something like that.
And how often are you traveling?
All the time. Yeah.
Is it out of state? Is it in state? Mostly
They
in
have
state?
one out of state this year, so that's not too bad. But you travel a lot. But it's nice that we live in such a populated area where there's lots of rinks. So a lot of our division that we play is, a couple hours, so, 2
Not too
hours,
bad.
Yeah.
Right. But it's dedication and
Yeah.
it's a lot.
It is a
packing.
lot,
You're
but-
staying in hotels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we we go to Petoskey this coming weekend with Gus. So it's cool because you get to you try to make little family trips out of it as much as you can.
I was going to say, so
Yeah.
they're not both always playing at the same time when you're traveling because they're on two different teams.
Sometimes they are though, so we have to separate sometimes, or we'll send them with grandparents. Like Joel's parents went with Hank to Grand Rapids and stayed there with him for the weekend. So it's nice. So we got to stay back with Gus. So it's nice to have help as well and live by parents and the
Well, that definitely keeps you busy. That takes a lot of commitment. And
Yeah.
at least, you know what, at least your boys love it and
They do.
they're committed to it.
Yes.
Because I think I hear from a lot of parents,
like the parents are more committed
the
than
parents
the
are
kid.
more committed than
Yeah.
the kids, and the kids don't really want to do it. Their
Yeah.
heart's not in it, and then you're investing all that time. It's a lot of money. It's gas. It's travel. It's wear and tear on the car.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where sometimes it does feel sometimes it feels that way where we are more committed. We're like, oh, like get out, but they're
Well, you kind of have to be, but you're more committed because you know they're committed.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And that's what we
Yes.
try to remind them. Like, we're doing this for you. You have to keep in contact. Like, if you're having fun, if you're not, if it's too much, you have to be respectful to them too. So that's where it's hard because sometimes.
Yeah. Do they ever feel like, they want to pursue something different, or are they, you have to kind of encourage and pep talk, or are they just always,
Hockey.
eager?
Yes,
Hockey.
it's
Yeah.
always hockey.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, then you know that they're doing something they love.
I'd like them to try get more into golf, and I don't know. It's hard to also define the line of pushing them.
That's a
to
very
play something.
patient sport.
It is a very patient sport, which Joel, I think, grew up. He wished he would have played more golf, and I think that's something that he likes. It's something you can just play forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I wish I would have played golf as a
me
young
too,
person.
actually. Or
Yeah.
tennis. I think tennis would have been cool.
Every now and again I'll play, like when I visit my folks in Florida. My dad's always played golf, and my mom took up golf when they retired down to Florida. And so like I'll go with them and we'll hit the golf course, and my mom got really good with
It's
her
cool,
skill
right?
set. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
it's such a patient sport as
Yeah.
you get older and you have the patience to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, it's something you just learn with age, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's a fun one too. Are they showing any interest in
They do and don't. Like Joel will take him out there, but he's like, I don't want to force them.
Right.
Sometimes you have to a little bit, because sometimes what's discouraging to them is if they're not good at it. You know, like Hank and Gus are so different in that way. Hank, if he's not good at something right away, he can get discouraged and just want to quit. So finding the right way to push him accordingly, you know, I feel like he would really probably enjoy golf if he just got a little more confidence with it.
Yeah.
Gus, if he's not good at something, he'll like kick his own ass hard to like go, you know, try. But they get in their heads much
I
differently.
get both sides of that actually,
Yeah.
because I do the same. So it's like it just
Yeah.
depends on what the thing is. Like
Yes, exactly.
I'll put all into it for a good 90 days, and
Mm-hmm.
if I'm still not feeling the thing, like if it doesn't resonate with me, but I put in all my effort and I just don't feel like it's for me, then I move forward. I move
Yes.
on from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where it's, I guess, teaching Hank to do that. And if it's okay to, you know, if you don't like it. And, you know, Gus needs to be pushed in different ways, too. They're just both, it's funny how, yeah. Yes.
How
like you
different
said,
kids
how
are,
it-
yeah.
And it
There's-
depends on situations,
Yeah.
too, like certain things.
Right. And they're so close in age too that they get to kind of balance each other out. Like
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
And
they
so
do.
They'll encourage each other.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have their little tiffs, but it's good because then they learn from it. And,
Yeah, and we talked last time. I remember you bringing up the point that it makes your heart happy when they problem solve together.
Yeah.
Like you'll overhear them working out a problem between the two of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Do they kind of have that with the hockey? Like, because they're both on different teams, will they debrief with each other on?
You know,
kinda-
yeah, actually they do. It's kind of cute. And they'll say like the good things, and they'll say, you know, you should have done this. Like it's cute.
Giving
like
each other pointers
little
and
yeah, like little, you know, little shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes little shit. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about. Just
a
kinda-
little razzing each
yeah,
other a little
razz,
bit.
yeah. But it's
that's
good.
Cool.
It's like healthy razz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so with all that going on, you still keep up with your music. I know that that's very important to you.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, I was watching that that little mini doc on celebrity parents who have kids in travel hockey, and they had actually paused their career to jump in and focus on their kids' passion, which is travel hockey.
Yeah.
So big commitment, but you haven't completely abandoned your music career. You're still actively working on your music.
Yeah,
Let's talk
I'm a
about
little
your music.
Yeah, so I'm a little more patient with it now. I guess it's even with the social media. I just am. I'm recording when I can, setting up dates. My friend got me connected with this dude who's recording us right now, and we're my friend Caleb. We've been writing music for a long time together and working together, and it's been a slow growth to where we're at now. But we have a set, and we've been recording our music, and I think we're kind of a little duo. We don't for sure know. We say like Aunt Jackie and Uncle Lub because I just call them Lub, and we just have that like brother sister
That banter.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
So
well, you're an organic person, so you need things to unfold naturally, I think.
Yes.
And so, like,
and he's the same way.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as you guys have been getting to know each other over the course of, well, the last year at least, because we've talked about Caleb before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of like finding your own creative combination. Yeah.
Yes. So I think what we're at right now is I'll bring a song to him that I'm working on, and he kind of co-writes with it, like add some things here and there, but he's very respectful to the way I craft a song and to the way I build it and how it takes me a while. And he'll bring a song to me that he's working on, and it's kind of the same way. You just respect what they've done in their way with their song, but you just kind of are like a therapist
Yeah.
almost, and you bounce ideas off. And sometimes he'll say a line in my song that I'm working on that sticks, and it's beautiful, and vice versa.
Creative reciprocity.
But
right.
it's a nice relationship we have, and I'm really happy with what we're making.
Yeah.
It's cool. And the guy he introduced us to, we've always talked about the sound we want when we record, and we didn't really want a vacuum studio sound. We wanted really real, organic, just go in there and just basically jam like you're at a concert. So that's what we did. This guy had built his basement out for that, basically. It's so cool. It was so cool. And just, he had all these old instruments. That was so cool.
That's awesome. Vintage.
Yes,
Yeah.
legit. Like one of them was, I think it was an NBC mic. He got it from NBC Network, and I think it was an NBC Network. I might be wrong on that, but it was the actual mic that Frank Sinatra had sung into.
Cool.
And I was recording into it. And at first he said it's the same mic Frank Sinatra used. Like that, I thought it was the same model, the same era. And I loved Frank Sinatra as a kid. I think I talked about this with you before.
Yeah.
It's like he was my dad exposed his music to me. His was my first CD I ever got from Santa, on Christmas. Yeah. And I loved him, and watched High Society. That was like one of my favorite movies, High Society. I think my sister loved it too, because we'd always watch it together. And so anyway, it was just he was a big impact on me, and it just kind of full circle moment, I guess, when it was like the mic, not just the model, the actual mic that he sang into, and My Fair Lady was recorded on, so it was just.
Did you guys take any footage of the action that you guys had going on?
I didn't.
No?
I thought I was just trying to enjoy. I'm really trying to be present, I guess, and I think next time maybe I'll take a picture, because it is really it's cool. What he's done
we're the
to his
same in that
basement.
respect, because I've done so many things that I wish that I had taken the photo of, but I like being present in the moment. Mm-hmm. So like it escapes me that I don't have my phone with me, or if I do have my phone, I don't take the picture.
Yep.
I'm not caught up in that. Mm-hmm. And then later I'll regret. I'm like, darn, I wish I would have taken a picture, or taken a quick video of that. So I'm trying to figure out some balance with that and just be more mindful of like moments.
Yes, enjoying the moment and also capturing the moment, because there are so many moments I feel like since that you just don't think about.
Right. Well, a lot of people are so obsessively caught up in constantly, recording, and it's there's got to be a balance of that, because then you're not necessarily present in the moment. I remember being at a concert. I remember being at a concert, and I think I took more pictures and recorded more than I actually enjoyed the show.
I've done that before.
And it was like that point that I stopped doing that, because I went back and I looked, and I was like, wow, when I watched it in pictures, I was like, I felt like I missed that.
Yes.
It's weird, because you're watching it because you're taking the picture and the footage.
But it's different.
Than when you're just enjoying the moment. Totally.
I felt the same thing happened to me at a concert. It was the same exact thing. I noticed I took more footage, and it's like you can find this footage online everywhere. People are always recording. It's
and
like,
the
I don't need to
interesting
take
thing
footage
was
of
you're
a
watching
concert.
the footage you took while you're at the concert, but you feel like, I missed that. I don't remember that. But because you're watching the recording, it's so weird. It's
so
like
weird.
an out-of-body experience.
I went to a Rustin Kelly concert, and there's something about, like, I love his concerts because it's acoustic, and he does it at like the Shelter in Detroit.
Yep.
So it's very small, intimate, and good following he has. But we went and saw him, and because I wanted to record and capture the moment, because we were right in the first row, like watching, and I just recorded for my just a recorder, and I put it down and I just listened to that, because it's nice to hear the live. I think that's sometimes what you want to capture, at least for me, is the live, just being there. So it was a way of doing it without recording. I was recording it, but not like.
So you can play it back. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's not in your hand. It's not, you know what I mean? You're not obsessing over every detail.
Yeah.
And all. You've got some singles that you've recently been working on too, right?
Yeah. So there's this one. This is a fun one. I was just listening to it on the way here, because sometimes, you record it, you want to listen to it, you like what you hear.
Yeah.
So I was listening to one of them. It's basically like about conspiracy theory type stuff, the aliens coming and taking you, world ending, all this world end stuff, and it's a love story, kind of like a little apocalyptic love song. And my friend Caleb added his electric on it, and it sounds so cool. And it's so fun. And it just kind of takes you on a journey through.
Now, for your other music too, you're on all platforms.
Yeah.
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 So anyone can stream on Spotify, Amazon Music,
Yeah.
YouTube.
But not the new stuff yet, which I'm
Right.
so excited to get out.
Now, do you have a tentative release date for any of your new stuff?
Yeah, that's the problem. Not really, because the guy's he's adding percussion on it, so we're waiting on that, and he's really busy. So you just try to respect the craft and the process, and I guess I'm just trying to have, instead of putting a date to it, I just want to enjoy just the
Trust the journey, don't rush the process.
yes,
Yeah.
because I think for so long, rush. Oh, like I was getting told what to do by so many people. Put yourself on social media. You got to constantly do this. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. You got to find your own balance in your own way. Because it's not
Yes.
going to come organically if you're forcing something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's especially the way I do music. It won't, because I can't force a song out of me. Like sometimes it takes me a year to write a song.
Right.
I can't just.
While you're working on other songs and then you revisit, because I know how we talked last time you were in the studio, we talked about your writing process. And sometimes while one song's taking a bit of time, you're revisiting another one, and
Yeah.
finishing it off.
Yes. Yep.
So it's a process.
I'm usually working on 2 songs at the
Yeah,
same time.
Right.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it's a lot. So have you done any new artwork or any of that to kind of craft along the music, like anything that goes with
For
it?
the songs
Yeah.
so I was thinking, I think it'd be really cool to do like a 19, because it's apocalyptic, like aliens coming and, kind of weird shit. So it'd be really cool, I think, to do it as like a comic book, like a
Yeah.
1940s style or 50s. I think it's 40s that I like. It's kind of minimalist comic. I feel like was the 1940s more. What wasn't it? I think I don't know.
I
Are
love
you a comic
comics.
nerd? I feel like you're a comic nerd.
I did.
That's
So
why
I was into art. So
Okay.
I was heavily into commercial art as
Yeah.
a teenager. And I loved all comic books. It didn't matter what the genre was. I just liked the art, and I was constantly drawing, constantly had art supplies. I was big into that. Like I said, it didn't really matter what the genre was. I just liked recreating what I saw and
Yeah.
then turning it into my own, like using that, sourcing that as inspiration. I would draw it out and then do my own thing.
Yeah.
And kind of in that format. But so I get what you're saying. Yeah. And each year, like as the comics evolved,
Yeah.
had something different to offer.
Yeah,
It got
there's
more
definitely
unique,
different.
more dynamic. Yeah, I'm big into the 40s anyways.
Is that the more of the minimalist one?
I think
That's
so,
Kind of
yeah.
less. Yeah, that's what I. So I don't know. It'd be nice to find an artist, I guess, that can do that style, because I
Yeah.
don't want to totally like copy, but it's just that energy, and it's
Right.
kind of the songs. For some reason, it has something in it has a 40s feel to it, and I don't know.
I dig the 40s, so I
Yeah.
moved to a 40s house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that, and I went with that vibe because it's a 40s house.
Yeah,
so
it's a cool
yeah.
house.
Yep, I like that era. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I can't wait to see the artwork and where you take that. And
Mm-hmm.
we got to get you in here to do a live performance and record it, because
yes.
in here you wouldn't have that. While we will have a vocal booth
Mm-hmm.
for more of the vacuum sound, the quiet recordings. You like the open air, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for more of
Yeah.
a jam session.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
totally doable.
It'll
here.
be cool. Yeah. I'd love to. So when you're ready to do that. for
Yeah,
sure.
you could even cascade your artwork up onto the screens.
Oh, I hope it will be done by then. Wouldn't
yeah,
that be cool?
That'd be fun.
It should be done by then. If we're releasing something, it should be
Yeah.
done by then.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So you and Caleb, you get together regularly to collaborate on the music.
Yeah,
and,
like once a week we get together. Right now we've taken a little breather, but he's on a trip right now. But yeah, it's been a few weeks.
he's on a
now.
trip, and
yeah, but
you've recently experienced some transition too. I
Yeah.
want to extend my condolences because I know your father passed away.
yeah, suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah. glad.
So sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sucks. That's like the best way to, I guess, explain it. It's like I call my mom and we'll talk about it, and then we always end up saying, well, it just sucks, because you can't really do anything about
No.
it. The day keeps going, and he's not there in it. That's it's so weird. It's sucks.
Especially when there's no, it's sudden.
Yeah.
And we've talked, openly for years as we've gotten to know each other, and I've opened up to you about the loss of my brother, who died suddenly also. While my brother passed away of a drug overdose, he was just 28. Your father didn't pass away in that manner, but he passed away suddenly.
Yeah,
without
suddenly.
warning.
Yeah, he was just on his he's been a runner. He's always a runner my whole life.
Active.
Yeah, very active. So he was just out on his morning. It got to more of like a fast-paced walk, and on his way home, we don't know how he died. There's no cause of death. Something.
Just natural causes at this point.
Yeah, something happened. Maybe like my sister said what it could have possibly been, because it wouldn't have showed up in the autopsy. But I can't remember what it's called, because I just forget that.
Yeah, I get it. It's a lot to carry.
Yeah.
And so your mind's racing, and
Yeah.
there's all kinds of
Yeah,
unanswered questions, and the logistics.
So that's
are
the
neither
weirdest
here nor
part,
there.
is how sudden it was, and just no way.
And now, how old was your dad again?
71.
71.
Like,
That's so
71
young,
or
because
72.
my folks are 71.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've
so
had conversations about our
parents.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So we relate, because we were both the babies
Yes.
of our family, and our parents are the same age, and we
Yeah.
kind of grew up with similar parenting styles.
Yeah.
We
It's
share a
wild.
lot. Yeah. I think your dad did an amazing job, and I think he's very proud of you. And I know that you had the type of dad that told you so.
Yeah. He was a good dude. He was funny. And I think when something like that happens, all the shit that you really, like, you start caring less and less about stupid shit, right? You're like, I care less and less the more you go through whatever. This was like the icing on the cake. After this, I'm like, to everybody. I don't
Right.
care anymore. It's just not worth it.
It's live your life, right?
Yes.
There's no point in complaining and surrounding yourself with negative people and entertaining any of that bullshit. It's just like, be real and live your life. Mm-hmm.
Because I think I was already at the I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's what I've always appreciated about you anyway.
Yeah.
Is that you're kind of just like f- off everyone.
That's what I like
anyway.
about you.
Right.
But then all of a sudden, like, something like this happens, you're like, well, off even more. I don't give a shit. You, I don't care.
Right. I
You
wish
can
I had more
sniff
middle
fake
fingers.
people out. Yes.
Right.
It's like, I don't care. I don't care if you like me or not.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need you to like me.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really puts things into perspective when when you've experienced sudden loss. Even though we know life is short anyway.
It's so short.
Right. And especially over the last few years, it seems like everyone I know is constantly saying goodbye to someone that they loved, whether it be a friend, a family member, a pet. It's, it's part of the circle of life. And while we have to accept that it's not very fun or easy,
Right.
but it's very matter of fact. And it helps solidify who you want to surround yourself with and
Yes.
who you don't.
In time.
You're right.
The importance of time, because honestly, that's kind of what I've wasted my time
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
And you can't look back and be pissed off about that wasted time. You just have to move on, grow
Right.
from it, and that's
You become more like organically selective.
Yes.
It just, your body and your
Yeah.
energy just tells you about other people's energy.
you just know.
Yeah.
You can read it, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'm okay. Or it takes me a long time. Like with the hockey moms, I was so quiet first, and now my kids have been on there like a year and a half now, second season, but it takes me a long time with anybody now to get to know people and just to be.
to warm up, because you never know what people's intentions are with wanting to get to know you or the why. And it's weird that we live in
It's wild.
in a world
That you have
like
to
that.
question that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all the time. I think
Yeah.
more now than ever. Like getting back to the 40s and the 50s, we both love those eras, and things were definitely, it was simpler times back then.
So much
right?
better.
Things were just less
Yes,
complicated.
it's less is more.
Yeah, less is more, and just relationship building just seems. If you've ever done any relationship building with people from those eras, you just know, because I love chatting with older folks.
Yes, they
right?
they just are, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Which is very respectful, and even if it's not in the same views or anything, I still respect that.
Yeah,
when people can
I do
just
too.
be real.
And they're very authentic.
Yeah.
So some of the older folks that I've been relationship building with over the course of several years, they are who they are now,
Who they were then.
who they were then.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty special. But I think it also, like, they've been great mentors for me in the respect that it helps me discern, use my discernment in who I relationship build with these days.
100%.
Yeah, because your time is important, and
Yep.
you know.
There's a lot of flake fuckers out there.
Yeah.
like
Flaky behavior is like one of my pet peeves. I
Yes.
try not to hold on to any pet peeves, but I do have a few, and it's like wasting my
it's
time.
It's a waste. It's
Yeah.
not even a pet peeve at this point. You just know what you like.
Boundaries.
You know what
Yeah.
you want, and you're not going to associate with people who piss you off.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes.
It's
And
pointless.
that's okay. You don't have to not like them. You don't have to like them. You just whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. It's a lot, but I think
You can be friendly with everybody and still.
and we
be
both are,
Yes.
we
Yes.
both have that quality, but it's again just back to discernment. It's like as time goes by, you get better with discernment. It's like,
Yes.
oh my God, you can just sit at a table with people and know who's worth giving your time to, and
Yeah.
who's worth receiving their time.
Yep.
I don't like to waste other people's time, and I don't want mine wasted either. So it's just it's better and healthy to kind of move forward where it doesn't serve you.
Yep.
And I think, we've been talking over the past few months, after the passing of your father, and you've been on that healing journey. What are some of the things, I'm sure you're writing,
Yes.
what are some of the things? I like to talk about the grief process
Yeah.
because it helps heal my heart for those that I've loved and lost. And I like to share with the audience other people's perspectives on things they do to help move towards healing throughout the grief process. And I was just wondering if you'd share some of the things you're doing.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because I think to an extent the grieving process is pretty. Everyone goes through the stages. It is
Yeah.
a thing, but I think everyone handles those stages so differently, and
they don't come in a specific order, it seems.
No, and so yes, and sometimes you think you'll be over that, and then all of a sudden it comes back. You're like, what the? I thought I worked through this one already. It's
Yeah.
different now, though. It's a little different.
Yep.
So, and that's kind of what, anyone who has passed away in my life, like my dad was a whole different grieving process. And, my cousin who passed away a year and a half ago, that was a whole different grieving process. And even grieving yourself when you go through changes, right? That's something you learn as well. And I think every grieving process with each person and each thing has been much different. But with my dad, it hit in a way I've never been hit before. Those definitely.
And I think it's interesting that you say that, because it's true. The grief process is different for each individual. It's like a customized deal, because the individual is just that, an individual, and your relationship is different with each person.
Yes.
So I think it's unique for you probably at this stage. I was a young person when my brother passed away. I was only 21. And, that was a lot for me to take on, because I had my family to manage during that time.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Definitely
to
brings
watch.
you closer.
It does, and it was awful to watch my folks experience the loss of a child.
Yeah.
And my grieving process was put on the back burner, for a long time, and I didn't even really have the tools back then to even understand. And I think you being at at the stage in your life that you are now with more life experience behind you, you're better equipped. I don't think we're
Yes.
ever ready to accept,
No, but you're right.
Yeah.
You're definitely better equipped because you've experienced
Yeah,
things, and
you've
you're
experienced things exactly, and I think, you know, I had a connection of mine recently pass away. Very similarly, he was out on his morning walk with his dog, same age, and I recently just spoke with his widow. She stopped by the studio. We chatted and had lunch, and this is the father of one of the men that my nonprofit supports. So I've known him for years, and we support his son. He's on the autism spectrum, and I'm still friends with his widow. We keep in touch on a regular basis, check in regularly for lunches. She was devastated because it happened so suddenly. He was walking their dog and just suddenly went down.
so
Yeah,
so weird.
same scenario, and so and it was instant.
Yeah,
So she
instant.
found comfort in the fact that it was that fast.
I think that's how I think watching my mom has been the hardest
Yeah,
thing.
because you just want to console,
Yeah.
and I know you're
She's a tough bitch too.
Yeah.
So seeing her more vulnerable, there's a sweetness to it. Sucks, but it's like sucks.
It hurts your heart.
Circumstance-wise. Yeah.
Exactly. It broke my heart. I don't think my
Yeah.
heart will ever heal
No.
from seeing my mother go
No,
through
gosh,
the loss of her child. That's one of the biggest pieces of grief that I carry is that changed my mom forever. So she was just never the same after that, and I can only imagine that that's true for any
Yeah,
mother,
actually, you say,
right?
yeah, yes.
I
Yep.
mean, there's nothing that can be done.
No.
You
You
can't
can't-
fix that.
You can't.
And so
It sucks.
it does. It sucks.
Yeah.
And I know you're an amazing daughter, and you've been spending time with your mom. You'll go stay at the house, and that's part of your healing process too. Is being in your parents' home.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a weird, like the day he passed away. It was so strange going there because all his stuff was still there, like where he left it, and that's I think with sudden death especially. That's the weirdest part. Like his tractor, like his glasses were on top of his notepads. That's what Gus noticed. Actually, it's like Gus. It made Gus sad, because his glasses were still there on his desk, and
That's interesting because the things that you notice, right? The
Yes.
things that
that you'd
hit
never
you.
notice,
Right.
but you notice more that they're gone because it's like, wow, that's the last place you put that. That's the last time you touch that. And
Right.
it's gonna make me cry, but
No, well, it's a safe space, so you're
but that's hard, and just telling the kids was hard because they're so close, right? So
I went through that. That hit me pretty hard. I was the one that had to go to my brother's house and sort through all of his belongings. When I went, he had passed away of a overdose, and all the stuff was there, right? Like from when the
Right,
ambulance
right.
came, and
Oh.
the rubber gloves and these tubes, and they don't clean that stuff up. They come the medics. They don't, it's all just still there. They're
rush.
in a rush, right? And so I wasn't expecting to see all that when I went in, and of course I wouldn't have wanted my parents to see any of that stuff. So I cleaned everything up, and I had to sort through all of his belongings, and I went through that same thing. So like while I was I've always got music on. We talk about that all the time. I'm always connected to music. And so naturally I had music on, so I remember every song that was playing, so
Yes.
now when I hear those songs, even still all these years later, those songs, touch off some memories, and I can become, I don't know, emotional, it just depends on the day and how it hits me. But going through those things, it was like, I noticed those things, like, well, this was the last time he drank out of that mug. Right.
It's weird, right?
And then,
And-
just kind of sorting through someone's belongings, it just feels like awkward
It's so
because it's their
awkward.
personal possessions, but it's someone that you love, so it's different. So
Yeah. it feels weird.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but like when you get it, you get it.
Yes. Yeah. That was weird too, because he was it's kind of cute because I always liked my dad's sweatshirts because he had all those like old 80s 90s crew neck sweatshirts. They're great. I
Yeah.
get complimented on them all the time. But he started giving them to me before he died, and so I took a couple more of those. And
Cool.
It's like nice to.
I like to have mementos, so
Yeah.
I have just a very, few things that I took while I was cleaning out my brother's place. Just you know me, I'm a small mementos guy, like trinkets and things like this
Yeah.
that I could display. He had a box. It was like a steampunk. Do you know that steampunk kind of stuff where it's like gears and all these various things? Steampunk like box where you take the lid off and put like, he had some like dice in there and like just various
Cute.
things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just one of those boxes. It's not a jewelry box, but like a keepsake box or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it was in that steampunk deal or whatever. So I have like just various things like that I kept around.
No, I get that. My cousin, after my cousin passed, he was one of 7, so he was the baby of 7. He took his life, and my cousin was his sister was just telling me about this polka dotted cat that she wanted of his really bad. Just like a little figurine, little polka dotted cat, but she wanted it or something. Like little things like that just has his personality or something in there,
exactly.
something there that just you. And
This is making me laugh because so my brother had a couple of cats when he passed away, and I never
like alive cats or like figurine
no live
cats.
cats. And so it was funny to me because his cats, I know he loved those cats, and his cats, he always described them as dogs because he could let them out the back door, and then he would call them, and they'd come, and they'd go out in the backyard and play and stuff. And I thought it was funny, and I didn't really realize like how much of a cat guy that he was, because he had all this. People must have gave this stuff to him because I couldn't see him like purchasing these items, but he had all this cat stuff, and I was like,
it happens.
and so like it's fun when you're able to when something hits you and you're going through that process, because it lightens the load. And I'm like in there cleaning his house out, and I'm finding all this shit, and it's making me laugh.
Well, you're learning more about him.
And I was, I was just learning these other sides to him, which also like gets in your head too, because then you start thinking,
know those parts,
right?
Like, why wasn't I there more to talk to you about it and learn more about you? And,
it's just interesting the way everything hits you in that order. It's just like, wow. And then you're laughing, and then you're crying, and then you're back to laughing, and then it's just like you take a deep breath and continue like on through the process. And it was funny because I was finding things like these cat calendars, like a cat calendar with the 12 months, the days of the week, and I'm just like, he would have that. It just struck me as funny because it just didn't seem like something he'd have.
I get that.
But no, funny stuff like that during that process. It was, it's all the stages are coming, and like when you go over to your folks' house, has your mom gotten to the stage where she's purging things, or is she still holding on to everything?
There's some things she cleaned up outside, I think, because she just gets in this. Her coping is cleaning and being active, so she's not thinking about it as much, even though if she's cleaning his stuff up,
right,
it's helpful to her, I think.
So it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
My mom likes to clean. She's very passionate about it, so that's therapy to her.
Busybodies.
Yes.
I think busybodies you want to keep busy, so there's endless things. He left some shit around the house for her, and she's bitched about it. She's like, "Oh, he's left a lot of mess for me."
Yeah.
Because you have to laugh in death too, in a weird,
course.
sick, twisted way. It's
Well, it's the circle of life, and I mean, it's part of the process. And if you can't find things to laugh about, well, also too, I was talking to you about my friend Christine Carlson, and how I was podcasting with her, and she recently did another friend of mine's podcast. Well, Christine lost her husband, Richard, when they were just in their early 40s, and you can feel the presence of someone after they pass,
Yes.
that they're still around.
Yes.
In various ways like that. Like, I'm sure your father's spirit is still at the house.
Yeah.
And so that's unique in that if you're very in tune with those types of things, you'll pick up on it. You just have to be open to seeing the signs.
Yeah. And yes.
And understanding that spirit lives on.
Yeah. Yep.
I find it comforting.
Me too.
It took me a long time to understand how all that works. So, and to tune into the signs. And,
yeah. And to not be afraid of it. I think
Right.
that's huge. I mean, we all don't want to die, right?
No.
It's like, but I think being comfortable and having a good grasp that we do go somewhere after
Yeah.
this. Where, I don't know. But I think we definitely, I mean, I have my theory. Yeah, I'm sure you have your little theories, right, of what happens. But I think when you accept whatever you're feeling, I think that's it's comforting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Or energies.
after my grandfather passed away, I know my grandmother, she kept everything, but she kept everything throughout her whole entire life.
Okay.
So she was like that person. So she was.
See, my dad was that person.
okay.
My mom wasn't.
Which-
But she let him be that person.
I love that for
Yeah, me-
her because as she got on in years and I was going over to visit her at the house,
Yeah.
we would go through all of these things, right? So it's like she
It's
was like,
reminiscing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And so her memory was sharp as a tack when revisiting all those things. While she was in, I think, some early stages of dementia, I mean, she could recall all that stuff
Yeah.
from back in the day, from her childhood on,
Wow.
all the way up throughout the years. And she had the history books and the photos and the letters and all the
So
things
cool.
to back it all up and to go through it and talk about it and recall memories and share those things with me, which I thought was cool. I hold on to less these days.
Yes, me too.
Just because I always think about those things now. Once you've lost so many people and you've had to go through the process where you're the one sorting through their belongings,
It's a lot.
I want to leave less for people to do.
That's what.
Right? And
Yes.
so I just really don't have, plus I just really have no attachment to, material things. I mean, we've accumulate things because we're humans and that's what we do. And as life goes on, we just get more and more shit. And I want less shit.
Yes, less shit, please.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. Sign me up for the less shit
Well,
program.
there is so much shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and it does
Well, it happened
accumulate
to me
quickly.
because I
We've
went
moved
from
so much. We've
yeah,
yes,
exactly. So like I went from having a ton of stuff, in my previous life before I started my business and went through that whole transition to having nothing and then building back again. And now I've accumulated too much shit again.
Yep.
So I'm back to
Same
that.
process.
So now I'm going back through the like less is more thing where I'm just like, I don't need all this shit.
No.
Right.
Yep.
And so it just happens.
'Cause in the end, what do you take with you?
Right, exactly.
I think about
and
that
plus
often,
it's just a
maybe
lot to
too
keep
often.
up and it takes you away from the things you want to do the most, right?
Yes.
It ties up your cash, it ties up your accessibility, it ties up, your time. And so I'm going through that again where I'm less is more. I'm on a purge. I'm on the great purge again.
Yep.
So I'm doing it with, just everything I've got, just doing an inventory audit. I'm like, what do I need? What don't I need? And why do I even have this? Am I getting any use out of it?
No,
It's hard.
you're not.
It just stacks up. And I'm just an independent on my own, and you've got, a husband and your two boys.
Yes.
And they not only do you accumulate
shit.
your shit,
Yeah,
they
their
accumulate
Drop their fucking hockey bags at the front door. Joel open it up. I'm like, right at the front door. Always it stinks. I mean, I know
More
we're
stuff.
talking about other shit, but
Yeah.
their hockey shit takes.
Well, I mean, even that, it's like you have
Yeah.
to kind of navigate around but that's important because you guys do the travel hockey. You're
Yeah.
passionate about it. They're passionate
And Joel
about
plays
it.
hockey too, which is funny. He's in
Yeah.
his little men. He's 2 men's leagues, so he's got his
Cool.
hockey.
He's actively doing that?
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He
So
loves
it's a
hockey.
family sport then.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys are definitely a hockey family. That's so cool.
Yeah, because he grew up playing. My brothers grew up playing.
Yeah.
So it's.
I grew
just-
up playing.
Yeah.
So not on a team or anything like that, but we grew up. We talked about this several times, just how we've grown up and stuff. But we grew up with a huge backyard and on a lake. So, and my dad always made us hockey net. We always had hockey nets. He made them out of PVC and netting and all that stuff. And he made them real professional looking and pretty sturdy. And we cleared off an ice rink every year. Got our skates on. My brothers played.
That's the best I think that outside in the wintertime, there is something really magical about
And
that.
then we would always have New Year's Day over at our house, so all the family and friends would come over, and then we'd do the
we had
tournaments, the hockey
we had a
tournaments.
little, my dad would do the same thing for my brothers, and I grew up, skating
Yeah.
with them.
Right.
I mean, doing my own little thing in my own corner, but
Same. I didn't
Yeah.
join any teams or anything like that, but I played in the back. I played on our
Yeah.
ice rink. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
It's
and then
fun.
we would go to like Lakeland Ice Arena.
Yes.
And stuff like that, just to play and skate and stuff. But yeah, it's fun. It's a great sport, and that you guys are all into it is even better.
it's so fun.
Yeah. So definitely purge the things you don't need so you can,
Yes.
focus on the hockey and the things you do
Yeah,
need.
yeah, I know I brought up, I just love hockey.
Yeah,
it's
no.
like getting more in depth.
Well, it all comes
Yeah.
back to, what you've got going on right now
Yeah.
and what's important. And so
Yeah.
that's important. But yeah, for me, I'm just on the great purge again. Like, let's see what I need, what I don't need, and move forward from it. It's just, reflecting back on, going through the grief journey. It's always kind of there. You're
Yeah.
just going through it. But I think
Yeah.
about those things when I'm accumulating more stuff.
You think about when I'm gonna die.
Yes,
wanna make
because
it
then
easy.
someone's going through all your shit, right? Like, I
yes.
think about dumb shit like this where
No.
I'm just like,
It's a morbid thought, but I do too.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like you think about, especially after someone dies, you think about death a whole lot more.
totally in
Well,
every aspect.
I could die tomorrow. I
Yes.
could die, be dead, and
Like, I better do that
I gotta
little
fix my
laundry.
shit up.
Right. I gotta clean my shit.
Yeah.
Like, I
Get your
gotta-
shit together before you die,
Exactly.
bitch. That's
Right,
what I
because
tell
everyone's
myself.
going through it. But you're
Yeah.
gone, so who cares?
Yeah, so
but your
who cares?
spirit's there, I guess. I
Yes.
don't know. It's a lot to take in
I
and
know.
process.
I can't imagine what it feels like. I was thinking about when my dad was, after he died, where he was. I was like, it's got to be wild. He's got to have, because he had so many questions. He was one of those guys. He loved conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
and he like loved different dimensions and aliens and all that. It was so fun. He was cool, and I was just trying to think, like, he has all his questions answered now. Everything he was wondering, everything, because he had so many wonders of the world.
Well, how
So it's
cool, because he sounds like a fascinating man, but how cool that you get to tap into his inspiration
Yeah.
for various creative endeavors.
Which is actually, I'm writing this song right now for my cousin. I've been writing this one since he took his life. Those songs are hard to write.
Yeah.
Because for me, I do like to add a little humor into my songs because people are funny.
well, you're funny.
Thank
You can't not incorporate humor.
They're
That's
funny.
part of you.
Yes, it's part of me, and I think life is funny. Even death is funny. And my cousin Keelan, he his life, and there was so much. It was so horrible and so sad. He was only 24, and it was horribly sad. And I was there for my aunt and there for my cousins, and as much as I could be, being a different, they're in Canada, but on his funeral, he got cremated, but they still did the open casket, and he had my cousin Sinead, she got him an alpaca sweater she was off in, I don't know, she was visiting somewhere, and she bought an alpaca sweater for him, a super expensive bougie little bitch sweater, okay?
Yeah.
Because Kiki loved that shit. Keelan, Kiki, call him Kiki. So he's in this alpaca sweater right in the coffin. So she's super sad. Her brother just died, right? And then she'd just all of a sudden just be like, that fucking alpaca sweater's getting burned. Of course it'd be the alpaca sweater of all this, because it was his favorite. So someone's like, put him in that sweater.
Right.
So she kept like bitching about it, but then she'd always end, he deserves it. He gets the sweater. And it was
Right.
so funny.
Truly, I get it. I get all of that. Yes.
So I started kind of writing a song based off the alpaca sweater. It's from his perspective.
Yeah.
And so long story long, I feel like. But so I started writing the song a while ago before my dad passed. And then I don't know if him passing brought in a whole different emotion to the song, but I was able to add, I don't know, I couldn't finish it. It was the hardest, I think this is the hardest song I'd ever written. And there's just some verses that need a little tuning, but after he died, I was able to finish it.
Wow. Maybe
So-
your dad did help you along with that.
Yeah,
tapping into the emotions again. It
Yeah.
kind of one thing can bring up emotions from another situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it felt pretty, I don't know, it's a very honest, real song, but I'm trying, I'd like to bring my dad into this song a bit, but not too much to take away from my cousin. who
Yeah.
it's about.
You bring up a good point about the humor and everything too, because like I remember just going through the process of, having to plan my brother's funeral. That's a fucked up process
It's so
because that's a business. That's a whole business.
It is a whole business, and you learn more about it.
And
when
I
you're
was
in
like,
it.
what the fuck is going on? Like I felt like I was in a movie during that
Yeah.
time because like I'm sitting there with my parents.
You're in such a weird mindset.
Right.
during
I'm
that.
sitting with my parents at the funeral home and they both got sunglasses on, right? Because
Ugh,
their
their
eyes
sun
are
just-
black from
ugh.
crying and stuff. Like my mom's, the blood vessels busted in my mom's eyes and stuff. And, so they both got their sunglasses on and they're like, they can't even talk, right? So I'm doing all the talking with the funeral director or whatever you call that guy. And so he's like, you have to like, wheel and deal for the casket, right? And the plan for like the casket and what happens if you're getting cremated after. And I'm just like, this is so fucked up because it's real. It's real, but I'm listening to the guy talk and it's almost humorous because I'm like, this is.
It's a dark thing to be in.
It's weird because that's happening. It's like in your head, and you have to have the conversation. I was, like I said, I was only in my early 20s when that happened. So my perspective was like, is this guy kidding me? Because it's hard. That has to be a hard job. So working in a funeral parlor
Oh,
like
yeah,
that, because
can
you're
imagine.
dealing with,
But also a really rewarding job because you're helping.
you
out
have to
these
have
families.
compassion,
Yeah.
right? And so they do, and like they did a great
And-
job,
yeah.
but I had never experienced it before, and I never like understood that to be a business until like the guy was like, oh, during when my brother passed, he was same like for the situation you just described. He was in the casket for the viewing, but then he was being cremated after, and the way that the director explained it to me was during the cremation process, for every fifth casket, the casket goes with the person in the fifth casket, so he'd be cremated in the casket like it was special. And I was like, what?
So weird.
I didn't even need to know that,
No,
right? Like it was just weird the
'Cause
way
you're
that
picturing him
he's just
burning.
doing his job.
Yeah,
like he's
but
just explaining
but
to me
then
their
it puts
process.
a visual in your head.
It
where
put
you're
a
like,
visual
oh,
in
shit.
my head that I'll never
You'll
get
never-
rid of.
Yep.
So because now I'm thinking of him all the time, going into like this inferno in the
Yeah, I
casket.
picture that too because my dad was cremated and Keelan was cremated, and you do think about that.
And you
It's-
can't not. I don't know. I thought I was
No,
the only one because I've never
no,
really
I've
talked
thought-
about that
it's
piece
weird.
before. But
I actually talk about in my Keelan song him getting burned. Like I really legit say
those are
it,
thoughts
so-
that I couldn't get that out of my head for
Yeah,
years after
no,
that
'cause-
happened because I saw him on the slab when we had to go like do the identification process and all
Yeah.
that at the morgue, and then so there's that image, and then the smells and all the things that come along with that process, and then the funeral experience of like just him telling me that process, like okay, so he's the fifth one, the casket's going with him. I'm like now all I can see is that image, and so it's hard to get that stuff out of your head. But then there's the flip side of the humor of it all because it's like that's fucked up shit, right? It's
is
like, but and you have to like process. You're
Yeah.
left with that. Like here's this, and now process that.
Here, take it. Here are his ashes.
Here's a big shit sandwich
yeah.
for you. Have a nice big bite.
Beautiful urn.
Right, exactly. Then you have the urn after,
Yeah,
and we have
yeah.
him, and then it's like, what do you?
What do you do with the urn? What do you do with the ashes? What do you do with? It's weird.
It's weird. It's a
It's
lot.
weird,
And
yeah.
so you go through, like you said, the stages and all that stuff. You go through the grief, you go through
Yeah,
the anger, you go
accepting
through
it.
all of it, accepting it, not accepting it.
I think my mom's quite not accepted for sure. I think we all kind of have, you know.
Yeah, I think you get there when you get there with everything, but especially in the grief process, it just comes when it comes, and
Yeah.
and that's an ever evolving journey too. Where I just think you carry on the memories, and you have a lot of what is a silver lining. I think is that. Your father was 71, so he got to live a really beautiful life and see all of his babies grow up, and so that's beautiful. And so
He did.
yeah.
And the kids,
And the
kids are,
grandkids.
yeah, they're old enough, but I do get nervous. I'm like, you're not going to remember him the way I remember him.
Because your memories are yours.
Yeah.
And theirs are theirs, and you're not gonna remember him the way that your boys do.
Yeah.
And that's cool because
Yeah.
they're gonna be able to share perspectives with you years to come about what they do remember. Because I think we're similar in the way that we have a memory bank like no other. And so I can remember things from my childhood tapping back to like 3-4 years old. It's weird about my grandparents, about my parents, about my brothers.
Same.
Right before we
And the way you
moved.
feel too in that time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can tap into all of
Sometimes
the visuals.
it's hard. It hurts sometimes, right? Like to do that.
It's deep.
Yeah.
But I think your boys are probably going to carry that on too.
Oh, I hope so.
And you're going to hear things later down the road. They're going to be just gems to unpack when your boys become men.
I know.
You know?
It'll be cool.
Yeah. So there's blessings too with it all, but it's a lot to unpack. It's so much to process. But it's a journey, and it's definitely one you're on right now.
It is a journey.
Yeah.
Just trying to be positive and just with anything. And I think when it comes back to the music stuff, it is, for me, all about patience. I'm not going to force my music down people's throats. Like, I don't want to do that. Do I love making music? Yes. Is it so much fun? Yes. Does it consume me the way it used to? No. I have a very healthy relationship with it now. I think for a while I didn't, because you learn, right? That's
because you're
that's one
trying
of the things I
to,
learned.
right. I think like as an artist, you're trying to figure out what works for you, but then you have so many people weigh in on whatever it is that you're doing. If you're a creative and you have other people around you
Not healthy.
and they're not creative,
Yes.
then they don't know. They want to package you, right?
Yeah, they want to package you, and you're like a
Yeah.
little weird. And they're
It's-
telling you what to do all the
Yeah.
time, then you listen because,
Well, because you're open to direction.
Yeah, 'cause
right?
you
And
need it sometimes.
Right. Sometimes we need direction, and sometimes we think we're listening to the right people. It ends up being the wrong person, but it was right at the time because it felt right.
Yeah.
And it feels right until it doesn't.
and there's always people you meet on that journey that you stay connected with, which is sweet, So sometimes I'll think of instances in my life where I look back, I'm like, what a waste of time. But then I think, no,
But it wasn't,
there
was
was
it?
a lot
Right.
of good. I learned a lot about myself. I met great people and stayed connected with the people that I wanted.
I think it's weird now because we can see where we didn't waste time.
Yes.
Where we thought it might have been a waste of time, but now we just know how not to waste time.
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to waste a little time with jerk offs.
Yeah, right.
to find
Right?
to find who you are. you know?
Right. And there's a lesson in everything, right? There's always something to unpack there and then to take it with you. But I think the silver lining for you in any of that, in any of those scenarios, is that you get to incorporate it into your music
Yeah.
or your writing
Yeah.
and to share that with other people because, like we said, you had shared a story on the last podcast that we did regarding a connection of yours, maybe a new follower or fan of your music that was really into a song you'd written years prior that you were no longer
Yeah.
really into. You had kind of grown since then as
Yes.
an artist, but you never know who you're inspiring with music from years past, right?
Yeah, it's funny you bring this up because that just happened. I just played at 20 Front Street, and someone was like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna play your songs that you have on Spotify." I'm like, "Oh, I haven't played those in years."
Yeah.
So
But people are listening to them.
It's nice.
I think
Yes.
that it's good as an artist to be open, to be open to what your audience is listening to now. It might not be what you're recording now,
yes,
but it's what they're listening
and
to
I guess
now.
I think about that because there are some artists. I think we've talked about this too. Is there are some artists that have changed so much over the years, and their old stuff they probably hate it, but it is so good.
Yeah.
sometimes.
And people are finding different gems in there. Like you'll write a song based on, it's all your music is open to interpretation because it's whatever the listener takes away
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah,
You don't really
yes.
define anything
I try-
necessarily for
Yeah.
your audience. You let them find it for themselves.
I think I'll put in some personal stuff,
Yeah.
but I think it is if you can put in personal things and people can take it in the way they want to, like
Yeah.
the spotted cat. I put that in my Keelan song. It brought a memory up for you, the cats with your brother.
Yes.
Like just little things like that. That was actually kind of cool you brought that up, because the knick-knack thing, it's like taking things of someone who had passed over. Yeah.
I get it. And so when you write, you're writing for your purpose and your meaning, and you definitely, each piece that you write and you create has the meaning that comes from your heart, but you don't force your meaning on your audience. It's open to interpretation for them to find it.
Yes, when you're when I'm performing live, I try not to give too much about the song.
Right.
Because
let them find their way through it.
Yeah, I think that's so important, because sometimes, and to each their own, I always say to each their own. It's not the way I like to do it, but there are some artists, musicians who go up and they'll talk longer about their song than the song is long. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get exactly what you just said. Yeah. You said that perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, that's their style and their way of doing it, but I don't want to have to do that, because I like talking, but when I'm up on stage, I don't like to talk much. I like to just
You want to sing, you want to perform. Yeah. It's your art, it's your craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're coming so far along with it. And you have a website too. It's Jackie Music
It's not very
Pappas.
updated.
JackiePappasmusic.com,
Jackie Pappas
right?
Music, maybe JackiePappas.com. I should do more with it, but I don't.
But you're still on all the platforms.
Here's
anyway.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm at with like promotion. I'll put my shit out there. If it's meant to it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna.
It finds its audience.
Yeah, and if someone wants to, my shit starts growing, whatever, in the way I want. If someone wants to do my website for me, and I can, that's great. You know what I mean? I'm at this.
You're
point.
open to creative collaboration as far as promotions go.
Like
I think, and that's the way to be. I think if you
I just want to write and sing and play my music, and I like every artist does, like every musician. But some people can like the self promotion part of it. I don't.
Right.
I don't.
But it's part of the process, because you want your music to find its audience.
Yeah, and I'm active on social media, but
you're gonna find the right.
I'll get there.
Collaboration.
And that's what I'm just trying to stay patient and calm and not push it, rush it, just do my thing. I don't care about it not the way I used to.
No. You're doing it right.
I hope so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just doing it. That's why I'm like, I guess I'm just doing it.
Yeah. Well, trust the process. It'll all work itself out. Mm-hmm. I've had such a great chat with you today.
I know. This was so nice. I hope I didn't pound too much on the pillows.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I had a great time chatting with you in the studio
this
today.
Was nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming out again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. For anyone that wants to follow you on Instagram, what's your handle again?
At Jackie Pappas.
That's right. All right, guys. The beautiful Jackie Pappas.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.